Dr. Moodie, thanks for joining me, and just tell me your particular view now that you've had time to reflect on that report. What do you think?
I mean, obviously they had to outline what had gone on, or try to outline what had gone on, and focus, I guess, firstly on what Walden had done as CEO, I think, which was pretty obvious to all by now. I mean, then in many ways they try. It's a report. It's like a judge's verdict written 1 year after giving the sentence. It's quite extraordinary in that sense, the way that they had sort of put this all together. And then, of course, three people actually really tried to shoot down as well: myself, Peter Maher, and Matt Hansen, all of whom, of course, had complained about the way that the NRL had done business. And so that I think it's really quite unfair in the way they've done that. I mean, if we'd said nothing, I'd still be chair. I mean, we'd be still more buddies. But as we actually set out to, in a sense, defend the players, the staff, all of whom wanted to challenge the NRL decision, let alone the fans, then they obviously didn't like that very much.
Well, the fans we've spoken to today feel A, let down, but B, they're very confused as to why yourself and Peter and the other two independent directors were made scapegoats when the other News Limited directors are still on the board. It doesn't seem to work.
Well, it's just the way the NRL does business. I mean, and it's quite arbitrary. In this sense, when people say, why didn't we pick it up? Well, we had the chief financial officer of the Herald and Weekly Times. He can't pick it up. Who can? I mean, and now in a sense we're having to defend him while being sort of constantly attacked by the NRL. So I mean, why didn't the salary cap auditor, who's dealing with this, looking at this intensely every year for 4 or 5 years, he didn't pick it up?
Well, he seems to be particularly good at missing things. I mean, there were another 5 clubs last year.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that it's very difficult unless there's a whistleblower. In this case, we had a whistleblower for the Storm, and I entirely regret the whole thing, obviously, and it's been huge.
It seems very unfair that you should shoulder all that.
Yeah, well, it is, but I mean, that's what you got to cop. Sometimes life is very unfair, and in this case, I guess that we have got enormous good things out of this. I mean, in terms of who your friends are. I mean, the great people in the Storm that we obviously still have contact with and hugely admire. And the best way to show that this we didn't really need to do this, and Walden didn't need to do this, is by virtue of the way that the club is performing this year. I mean, that's the best example, and that's what I hope will continue, that Storm just thrives under the tutelage of Craig and the rest of the senior players.
Tell me, how does it feel for you when you go in to a match like today? What do the people say to you? What do they say to you personally?
Oh, well, I mean, people either thank me or say good on you, or just I'm happy to be here celebrating the Storm, win or lose.
Yeah. So you've got a lot of support in there, and clearly from the people we've spoken to, you've got a lot of support. So it really is this glitch by the NRL.
Yeah.
They seem determined to try and take Storm out.
Well, I mean, it's what they seem to be very good at is vindictiveness, and frankly, we've got to move on. And as I say, the best thing that's going to happen this year, I guess, is the form of the Storm.
And just finally, can an independent commission with Gallup at the head of it operate?
Well, it looks like it won't be independent. That's the whole problem.